Hey, Army, welcome back. It's time for our week 6 progress check. We're halfway through the project, so it's a perfect time to reflect on the habits we've built so far and course correct as necessary. So far, we've incorporated habits around waking up with BTS, reading, practicing self care, moving our bodies, giving back, and eating with intention. Feel free to pause the video for a moment and think through each of these habits. Which ones have been easy to stick with? Which ones are you struggling with? For the habits you haven't kept consistently, can you identify why? Is there anything you need to change to make your goals more achievable? Please don't get down on yourself if you're having trouble with consistency. Contrary to popular belief, the ability to stick with a habit has very little to do with self discipline. It's about understanding how you respond to expectations and then creating the right conditions for your success. Gretchen Rubin has done a lot of work in this area, so let me briefly explain her four tendencies framework. Upholders easily meet outer expectations, like a work deadline, and inner expectations, like a New Year's resolution. So, my Army upholders are probably doing pretty well with the Glow Up project. Obligers like me easily meet outer expectations, but resist inner expectations. We need outer accountability to meet the goals we set for ourselves. So, my fellow obligers need a system like a habit tracker or an accountability partner to stay committed to the project. Questioners question all expectations, but are happy to comply if they understand why they're doing something. That's why I've tried to explain the benefits of each new habit in my weekly videos. And if I've done a good job, my questioner army are probably on the right track. Finally, rebels resist both outer and inner expectations, but they do like a challenge, especially if someone tells them they can't do it. And rebels can stay committed to their goals if it speaks to their identity. Like if they see themselves as the kind of person who takes care of their health, they can easily commit to habits that support that identity, such as eating well and working out. You can probably tell from the description which category you fall into. But if you're not sure or just want to learn more, I'll link to Gretchen Rubin's Four Tendencies resource page in the description below. And if your tendency makes it challenging to meet inner expectations, consider leveraging the strategies mentioned to work with your tendency and set yourself up for success. In my case, I've been consistent with almost all of my habits, with the exception of my self care goal of getting more sleep. I've tried a few different nighttime routines, none of which has felt quite right, but I'm not giving up yet. I am getting to the point where stacking a new habit this week felt a little overwhelming, so I'm glad the food goal happened to be next on my list. We've got to eat anyway, and eating mindfully doesn't require an additional time commitment, just presence and gratitude during the meal I'm eating anyway. And honestly, I'm really enjoying the process. In the modern world, it's easy to feel disconnected from the food we eat and assume it just magically shows up in the grocery store. But if you stop to think about and be thankful for all the people and animals involved in growing and harvesting the food, manufacturing it, packaging it, transporting it, and stocking it, you see just how connected we are and how much we count on each other. In addition to feeling gratitude for all of the people involved in the process of putting food on my table, I am grateful to actually be tasting the food and savoring every bite. So, how is your new food habit working for you? Have you found a good way to feel good about what you eat and find joy in the experience? If you want to try mindful eating, but practicing every meal isn't feasible, can you start with just breakfast? If your intention is to try new foods from different cultures, can you pick a restaurant right now and text a friend to invite them to join you? If your food goal centers on cooking but you haven't had time, Do you need to pause the video, place an online grocery order, and announce that you're making a special meal for your family on Saturday night? If your aim is to eat healthier, but you haven't been as consistent as you'd like, can you pick one specific thing that will move the needle, like replacing potato chips with roasted chickpeas? One other thing that made my life better around food was investing in a meal delivery service. I hesitated for a long time thinking it was too expensive, but I found one that is affordable, healthy, delicious, and has a lot of vegetarian options. Is that something that would help you too? So now you know the drill, Army. I want to hear from you. What food habit are you trying this week? How is the school working for you or not? What questions do you have around feeling good about what you eat and finding joy in the experience? And did BTS inform the goal you set for yourself? Feel free to share your experience in the comments, or if you prefer, message me directly. I'm on Discord at DynaKate or Instagram at Stars Thrown In. Links in the description along with this week's resources. And I'll be back on Saturday with next week's new aim, which I apologize in advance for mispronouncing, but you'll recognize it from the chorus of August D's Snooze. De Gwenchanajagoya.